Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to River Falls High School here in the heart of Kitty City for tonight's non-conference matchup between the St. Croix Falls Saints and your River Falls Wildcat. Well, are we looking at the court right now, Justin, or what do we got going on? What are they seeing?
We are looking at the court as we speak.
So
right
usually,
down center court.
Usually you see a bunch of fans, and the teams are sitting on the near side and the fans are on the far side. But the Chippewa Falls game on Thursday night was so raucous and rowdy that the Cardinal students broke the seats, and they had to keep those in, and they had to reconfigure the gymnasium. So we got that going on for us tonight. Well, alongside director Justin Wilson, camera woman Jenna Peters, Sophie Langlois is color commentary. And Sophie, talk a little bit about that game Thursday night real quick.
Yeah, I mean, we knew that we were going to be coming in for a battle last Thursday night. Chippewa Falls is always ready to show up, and we usually have a very strong game with them. But, man, after that first set, I know at least for you and I, Greg, we were like, maybe this won't be as crazy of a game as we expected. Chippewa Falls came out super strong, but River Falls ended up evening it out in that third set, brought us to 5, and came home with the reverse sweep.
Well, tonight there is no rest for the weary. St. Croix Falls plays in the heart, not the heart of the North, the heart o' the North, kind of like pot o' gold. The Saints are currently ranked number 1 in Division III on Wiz Sports at the state level. They're number 2 in the coaches poll, and they are 13-0 this season. They finished second place at the state tournament last year in Green Bay last fall. They lost to Howard's Grove, which they have won 4 state titles in a row at that level. But St. Croix Falls coming in, they have 9 seniors on this year's team. Just about everybody back from last year with the exception of their setter. And one of the players we're going to take a look at, Justin, here, this is senior Kelsey Cooper, and we'll get a look at her in just a second. She wears number 12. She's a 6'3" senior outside hitter / middle blocker. Kelsey Cooper just recently committed to Division I Youngstown State, and she leads the team in kills, and she is a force at the net, Sophie.
I've heard. I haven't had the opportunity to watch her play yet, but I've heard that she's definitely a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, that's her right there. There's Kelsey Cooper.
Oh, great picture.
Yeah, so that was her. She's wearing her Youngstown State shirt.
Huge congrats to you, Kelsey. Very exciting.
Yeah, so St. Croix Falls and River Falls played in the sprawl, and I'm not sure if I was there. I saw it, and we had we looked jittery. They pounded us in set number 1. Kind of the roles were exactly flipped. Set 2, we kind of took it to them. Set 3, St. Croix Falls got up like 6-7-1 early on. I was pretty proud of the Cats, so they came back, and it was a tournament game, so set 3 was the final.
Yep.
And they ended up winning 15-13, but they do. I mean, Kelsey Cooper she is a beast at the net. And then the other one too, her teammate Lucy Belil, she's a 6-foot outside hitter. She wears number 10. That's her on the screen right there. She's headed to Augustana. Her brother Brady also plays football at Augustana. I was talking to their mom, Steph, before the game. Nice lady.
You know that mom is just thrilled.
Oh, yeah. And their dad, Grant, Brady and Lucy's dad, Grant, he's the football coach at St. Croix Falls.
Oh, wow.
But
lots of connections. Lucy, and I've heard this from more than not. This wasn't from her mom, but I heard this from talking to the coach, Stacy Hoff, and kind of reading on some of the stuff she talked about Lucy. She jumps out of the gym, has like a 35-inch vertical or something crazy like that. So, but, yeah, and then so another player to watch, actually 2 more players. Ayla Schmidt, number 8, she's a senior captain defensive specialist. Coach Hoff said Schmidt gets the balls that she does not even think are possible. And they also have, River Falls has a couple of big-time freshmen. So do the Saints. Number 3 freshman Britta Olson. She's been making some waves for the Saints. She's 3rd on the team in kills and logging in some meaningful minutes for head coach Stacy Hoff. And we're going to go down. Let's see how close are we to Cheyenne Wilson interviewing. Oh, she's down there. Okay. Hold on just a second. But, well, so before we're going to talk a little bit about go to Thursday night, because Cheyenne Wilson's going to go downstairs and interview Coach Kaylee, a little pregame interview. But so the Cats had the reverse sweep last season on St. Croix. We're talking about last year. Okay.
Because you were on the bench last year, correct?
No, last year was my first year off of coaching.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Yep.
But that was an unbelievable game. The Cats got down 2-0, and it was looking bad. And actually it was kind of funny. The St. Croix Falls student section, it was Cowboy theme night, and it was like 24-20 or something like that. It was right around there. And there were about 3 or 4 of the students ran to the janitor closet and were getting some brooms, to pull out the sweep.
Oh,
and one of the teachers actually was getting on them for doing it beforehand, and it jinxed them because River Falls came back and won that third set like 31-29.
Holy cow! How do I not remember this game?
For set 3, and then we ended up pounding them in set 4, and then set 5 was a close one too. But River Falls ended up beating them last year in 5 sets,
Jeez.
and it was a heck of a game too. So we're gonna go. Let's take a look at some of these stats real quick before we bring in Cheyenne and Coach Kaylee. I'm going to ask you a couple questions here. So, against Chippewa Falls, the boom freshman Amelie Pankinen hit 333. Marvelous Marvin, Maddie Range hit 245. But the right side was negative in hitting percentage on Thursday night. The Cats have to come back scratching in that department. What do they have to do to improve their right side hitting tonight?
One, I'm guessing it's just confidence. Normally, again, it's a game of momentum. If you miss a couple of swings at this level, you're not going to necessarily think that you're going to get it in the next time, even though you should. So compounding errors are going to play into it. And then another thing is just keeping their control. Not every single swing needs to be the hardest hit you've ever had. Sometimes having a smart shot can make all the difference. So making sure that you're in a controlled situation where you're not going to have an error, start out slow, and then as your confidence builds, keep going from there.
So Coach Kaylee always says she likes their serves to be at 3-1 aces to service errors. And the Cats were 1-1 on Thursday night. Is that a case of Chippewa Falls just being that good defensively, or do we have to work on our serves as well?
Yeah, Chippewa Falls, don't get me wrong, their serve receive was incredible. Their libero definitely played a strong game that night, given River Falls served a lot of the balls to her. But another issue was if you watch those first 2 sets, a lot of Chippewa Falls points came from our errors, and that included service errors. So really limiting those errors is going to benefit a lot.
Here's a question, and I don't know this, but the Cats passed at a 189 clip, and their goal each game is to pass at a 2.0.
Yep.
Dissect that information for me. Help me out. Tell the viewers, what does a 189 passing mean?
Yeah, so when you are in serve receive and you're passing up to your setter, there are 4 different options that you can pass in terms of like a scoring or a rating. So a 0 is you either overpassed it or you got aced or something like that. Like you couldn't run any offense off of it. A 1 is the ball was up, it was playable, but you couldn't really do anything. 2 is
like
it was up.
Like a free ball. It produced a free ball.
Right. Like either they kind of got a down ball over, maybe a free ball, something like that. And then a 2 is the ball got up, the setter was able to kind of run it a little bit more, like maybe she had a couple of options open to her. And then a 3 is it's a perfect pass. Usually I like to coordinate it with it's the number of options that you have. So if you pass a 3 ball, there are 3 options that your setter can run, either the right side, middle, or outside. Or if they're in the front row, they can also be an offensive weapon if it's a perfect pass.
Man, that's some solid information. Well, Justin, what do we got going on? Here we go. Cheyenne Wilson is the diamond herself, is walking up to interview Coach Kaylee pregame.
She is trying to get over there and kind of get an idea of when Coach is going to be ready. She's chatting with the officials, getting them on her good side. And
zoom in a little bit.
Once we get the go-ahead, we'll go down to her here.
Well, I've just been watching St. Croix Falls in their warm-ups. That Lucy Below, holy smokes, she gets up.
Yeah, seriously. Well, and like you mentioned, Kelsey Cooper's got an arm.
Watch number 10 right here in the middle.
The viewers can't see us, but we're all trying to do sign language to Cheyenne right now to get her to poke
there she
Sarah.
is. All right, let's go ahead and get zoomed in there. And we'll ready in 3, 2, 1.
Can you hear me? Awesome. Coach Kaylee, the Wildcats had a handful of slower starts in the first set of the season. As a coach, how do you flip that script?
Wow, that's a good question. First of all, I want to say I know you did an awesome job the other night. So I know you were nervous, but that was a really fun interview for me. So thank you. First set, I don't know, it's hard. We're such a young team. I think until we just get more game experience, it's going to look like that. And I even think back to last year, we had such an experienced squad, and there were times where I felt like we were slow to get going. So with our crew, I think as long as we can hang at the start of the first set and not dig that deep hole, I think we have the ability to work our way out of it.
Last question. Coach, the Saints have a dominating 6'3" middle, senior Kelsey Cooper. She's committed to Youngstown State. How do you neutralize her tonight?
Yeah, she's phenomenal. Yeah, she just bounced that ball. Did you see that? That's pretty good. I don't think with a player like Kelsey really can neutralize her. She's going to get kills. It's kind of similar to like a Brianna Bradwell for us last year. I think with her, we just have to know where she's at all times. She's got to have 2 blockers in front of her or she's going to totally dominate. And then you really have to make everybody else on the team beat you. Like, she's going to get her kills just like a good basketball player is going to score their points. So what can we do to put the pressure on everybody else?
Last question. Coach, the Wildcats had an epic reverse sweep on Thursday against Chippewa Falls. But last year we had an epic 5-set battle with St. Croix Falls. What do you expect from tonight?
I think it's going to go down to the wire. I mean, last year they were good, and we had a slow start last year. We ended up doing a reverse sweep then. We played them already once this season, and it went down to the wire in the 3rd set of a 2 out of 3. So I think tonight's just going to be a back and forth kind of, heavyweight match where we're just each taking our shots and just want to make sure you give yourself a chance to win at the end.
Awesome. Thank you. Good luck.
All right. Thank you to the Diamond, Cheyenne Wilson, and head coach Sarah Kelly there. Some little pregame interview. Great job, Cheyenne. Good questions. Well, Sophie, I knew, early in the season, most teams are playing 2-set tournaments. A lot of the games are. But St. Croix Falls, they had only dropped 1 set in 13 matches so far this season, and that set was at the hands of River Falls here in the Menominee Sprawl a couple weekends ago. The Wildcats have dominated the Sprawl, winning the last 6, I believe, before this year. But St. Croix Falls took home the trophy this year. So 2 of the top teams in the area, no question about it tonight.
Oh, for sure. Well, and I mean, props to River Falls for taking a set off of St. Croix Falls, but also that's a testament to how St. Croix Falls plays. They're not just a powerhouse. They are consistent and they are controlled. They know how to take ownership of games and they execute well.
Yeah, so we got I think about a little over 2 minutes until we tip off the match here, but there he is over there. Justin, he was going to get the microphone. Let him put his headset on. Hey, Justin, let's do the trivia question right now, if you want to.
And what is the trivia question for tonight, Greg?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Justin. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tarnation Tavern trivia time, brought to you by the fine folks at Tarnation Tavern.
What in Tarnation?
For the best live music and Charlie Cat Hot Chicken, it's Tarnation Tavern in downtown River Falls. Okay, here's your question. Our Wildcat featured player of the game tonight is senior Brooklyn Bishop. And there she is pictured right there. And that was on her last day of school. That picture was taken today. And that was her first day of the last day of her 12th grade year. For a $10 gift card to Tarnation Tavern and their mouth-watering Charlie Cat Hot Chicken, either text your answer to 715-307-2360, or you can post in the chat section. All right, here's your question. It's a 2-parter, and you need both correct answers to win. What is Brooklyn's volleyball name? And number 2, where did she work this past summer for her summertime job? Now, we discussed this at length, both of these questions, in the preseason coaches show. So if you invested your time in that, then you shall reap the rewards, Sophie Langlois. So it is written, so it shall be done.
Very poetic of you, Greg.
Yeah. So we have, hold on, let me check it out here, see if anybody's texted in. Well, while we're waiting, we're going to give Parker Kaylee a shout out. He's at home. He's not feeling too well. But Parker, if you're listening,
you know he is.
Thanks for tuning in, brother. And usually, you know what goes well when you're not feeling well is Freezy Pops.
Yes.
Oh, true.
Have about 3 or 4 Freezy Pops, and that'll keep the doctor away every time.
My grandpa would always bring us banana popsicles, and those things were more curing than Tylenol, I swear.
I had some banana chips for a snack before I came tonight.
Oh, those are
not
delicious.
as good as it. I've never had a banana.
They are very good.
Like
we had a ton
pop?
of them.
No, not like it's basically just like banana flavored popsicle. So picture like a grape popsicle,
it's yellow,
but banana.
I'm a big fan of the banana flavor for sure. And we didn't have anybody answer it yet, but we can get back to it.
We're going to have to get back to it because we got the. No, I'm checking that. We got the national anthem coming up, so you get a little bit more time.
We're going to start to see the views clicking up on the coaches show as people go to research.
Todd Strap just texted in, and Cooper's brother plays offensive line for the Gophers.
That is not the correct answer, Todd, but thanks for joining in.
Yeah, that's not the correct answer. However, Kelsey Cooper's brother, apparently, according to Todd Strop, he knows his college football. There's no doubt about that.
That is a fact.
We got Jake Wagner on the PA, and he's about ready to send us off into Never Neverland here with the anthem and the player intros, and we'll get ready for Mr. Wagner. All right, there's the anthem, and we're going to get ready for the starters for tonight. First, from the visiting Saints from St. Croix Falls. Once again, if you're just joining us, ranked number 1 in the state of Wisconsin in Division III on Wiz Sports, and number 2 in the coaches poll.
I don't know if that's right or not.
And Michelle Hooper, you are correct.
Paula Flood close.
Yeah, Paula Flood right on her heels. Brooklyn Bishop's nickname is Checkmate, and she did work at the Linings Lodge concession stand at First National Bank of River Falls Field. And once again, another shout out to First National Bank of River Falls, our sponsor for all things River Falls YouTube sports. There's the starter, senior number 2, Morgan Marks. And there's the freshman, number 3, Britta Olson. Catherine Williams, also a freshman, number 6 starting. Lucy Belil, senior. Kelsey Cooper, senior. And number 16, Lydia Peterson. And their libero, Ayla Schmidt, she's a senior. That's the starters for St. Croix Falls.
That's a lot of handshaking and a lot of
that was a dedication
that
to the
was
bit.
impressive.
Ayla Schmidt did a little gymnastics move and propped up on there. That looked like Sam Krieger style right there. And right now you're looking at your River Falls ball girls. Hudson Star Observer Bob Burrows is here tonight covering the action. He just came by and said hello. Sophie, I tell you what, we were here early, setting up, and I went over to the janitor's closet to get a extension cord, and Brooke Dusick and Hannah Jiraki and Amelie Pankinen were hanging out with the ball girls and just chatting them, and I heard a couple of walked by, and girls were asking them questions, and it was, man, that's right before the game they were doing that, talking to the ball girls and
that's cool,
mentoring them.
Well, and how great of an opportunity for those ball girls too.
Well, we'll see a picture too when we talk to Brooklyn Bishop after the game. There, I have some pictures with her when she was little with some of the former Wildcats. Our camera person extraordinaire, Jenna Peters, is locking in on the little hype video. It's a big-time production, the intros, aren't they, Sophie?
Oh, yeah. They were lucky to get Sam Silver to come in this year to video for these different intro videos, and he just does a stellar job.
The person that they used to have do them was pretty good, too.
Well, she definitely enjoyed doing them, that's for sure.
That would be Sophie Langlois. Your generosity is given in all parts of River Falls volleyball. First playing, then coaching, then video, now broadcasting.
Sarah was telling me that with broadcasting now, I've checked the boxes on all the possible tasks.
Yeah, well, you haven't PA'd yet.
Fair. Or refed, for that matter.
Yep, you have to ref and PA.
I refed the boys' volleyball game one year. That was brutal.
Well, that counts. All right, we're going to get ready for some player introductions, courtesy of Mr. Jake Wagner. There's our Wildcat featured player of the game right there, number 13, senior Brooklyn Bishop, and we'll talk with her after the game, and we have a few questions for her and some pictures. The Boom, Amelie Pankinen slung a T-shirt into the cast in. It's apparently it's blackout night tonight.
I would say that's correct.
There's the Slayer, Savannah Saxton. There's J-Rock, Hannah Jiraki, number 7. Marvelous Maddie Range. 10's here to win. There's number 12, the pilot, Ava Peters. She waves to the crowd. She's a little underhand toss up in the mid-student section. Addie Nesbitt. I watched a little Firewater Gospel Choir. Have you ever seen those guys play live around the area?
No, I haven't.
And I ran into Addie Nesbitt's dad, Jason Nesbitt, watching that. They're all local guys. And then Goose Derry, the libero, number 8. We got to give a shout out. Also, I spoke with Maddie Derry, We got to give a shout out to her and her friends there eating Taco Tuesdays at the Hive in La Crosse, Wisconsin tonight, watching the game.
I love it. What a great way to spend a Tuesday night.
Taco Tuesday at the Hive in La Crosse, Wisconsin, watching your little sister Goose Dairy rocking the house on the back line for the Cats.
And that's Gert Dairy that's eating tacos, for those of you that don't recognize Maddie.
Saints and Wildcats squaring off here in Kitty City. Lucy Belil, number 10, a senior for the Saints, ready to serve for Coach Stacy Hoff. Coach Hackle over there barking out some instructions to the Cats den. Jen, are you going to stay wide or move? What are you going to? Okay. She's good to go.
She knows what she's doing. She's an artist. Never question an artist.
I'm not. Boy, from behind, the up ref looks like Jeff Spieley.
Hey, stranger things have happened.
It isn't Jeff Spieley, though. It could be. I mean, he's below with the serve, a little bit over pass. Nice defense by Range to the boom. Amelie Pankinen. Peters with the set to Pankinen. And the boom knocks one down for a Wildcat lead, 1-0 early going.
Big swing to start this game. I love seeing Pankinen take a rip right from the beginning.
J-Rock Hannah Jiraki to serve for the Wildcats. There's that hard serve under the. There's Kelsey Cooper with a bomb of her own.
Yeah, we'll be seeing a lot of those tonight, won't we?
Yeah, under the pole over the net. Good serve there by Jiraki, though.
Greg, you're learning, young grasshopper.
Yes, ma'am. Back set by Peters to Saxton. Defense from Cooper. A little bit overset. Peters to Pankinen, cross court. Nuke Nesbitt kind of tips it over. Nice defense by Range on the back line. Saxton a little deep from the right side. 2-1. St. Croix Falls, that's your score. And freshman Britta Olson now serving for the Saints.
Britta Olson is an up-and-coming player that a lot of people are going to want to keep an eye on here as she progresses through high school.
Bump set by Peters. Back row kill or attempt by Range. Set by Williams. And that could be, Sophie, how does it affect a team? I know they had a senior setter last year that went all the way to the state finals, and they have a freshman setter in Catherine Williams right now. How does that affect a team coming into a season?
Well, your setter in volleyball is the equivalent of your quarterback. They're your leader on the court. They're the one that's running your offense. So you need someone that's cool, calm, and collected. So for a freshman, those are big shoes to fill. So ideally, she's probably working mentally with her team and figuring out what her role is, and then going from there.
Peters sets to Pankinen. Set by Schmidt. There's a big-time kill by number 12, senior Kelsey Cooper. And the Saints are staked to a 5-1 lead here in set number 1.
Great out-of-system conversion. That ball came from behind her, and she powered it down.
Free ball there by Williams. Pankinen.
Nice.
Touch, that's a kill. Wildcats back on the board here, 5-2, and Savannah Saxton will serve for the Wildcats. Yeah, you can, I don't know if you're paying attention and watching the game here on the live chat. Kelsey Cooper, she did get her 1,000th career kill at the Sprawl in Menominee, so definitely congrats to her. Nuke Nesbitt goes up for the block. Good defense by Goose Dairy.
Way to keep it clean. Yes!
Nuke Nesbitt with a block. Point Wildcats. Boy, Amelie Pankinen did a great job of not touching the net on a rough set.
Great body awareness.
Saxton again to serve for the Cats. Set by Williams. That's going to be right on the line. Was that number 3? I think that was
I
a
think
back
that might have
row.
been 6. Was it 3?
I think it was
No, I
Britta
think it
Olsen.
might have been 6.
She
Because I
set
think that
it.
she's just going back
Okay.
to serve now.
All right. Well, 6-3, that's your score. St. Croix Falls on top. That's going to be a service error on number 8, Ayla Schmidt.
Well, and I got to go back one play there. That was a close ball to call, and the star line judge, Elise Bannett, nailed that call.
Oh. Pankinen to serve.
Good serve.
Free ball over by, no, I think that's Lydia Peterson. Yep. Marvelous Maddie Range just a little deep on that attempt.
Oh, interesting. All right. The up ref's going to overrule the line judge call, it seems.
Cooper to serve. There's Set Peters. Nesbitt gets it over. Cooper tries a back row attempt.
Smart
Peters
play.
tries to slam it down on an overpass. And number 5, Bailey Olson, she's a junior. She whacks it right into the net. It'll be point Wildcats. 7-5, that's your score. And Goose Dairy at the plate for the Cats. Williams with the set. Over to Belil. Nice defense by Pankinen. Set by Peters. Over to Jiraki. Kind of goes off the tip of her hands. It'll be point Saints.
Yeah, a bit of a miscue between setter and hitter there. That ball's a little bit hard to get inside the court.
And Ayla Schmidt will now be serving for your Saints. Back set to Range. Blocked by Belil. Big time block by Lucy Belil. Point Saints. Served by Schmidt. Set by Peters. Over to Jiraki. Blocked by Belil again. Maddie Range with the attempt. Free ball by Belil. Set by Peters.
Great
to
ball.
Jiraki.
Still in.
Free ball by Williams. Before the kill by Range, they're actually going to give it point Wildcats. The Saints were in the net. Am I correct on that?
Yes. Yep. Number 10 managed to grab the net there for the
But
Saints.
either way you slice it, it was going to be point Wildcats anyway. Marvelous Maddie Range hit a kill right in the back right corner. That was a blistering one. Williams with the set. Nice block in the middle by the senior blockade, Saxton and Jiraki.
Well, and Sarah Cayley had mentioned that they're going to have 2 setters going up on the middles here for St. Croix Falls, so it's good to see it play out.
Peters with a nice serve. Nice dig by Schmidt and another booming kill, but
Looks like no touch. Ball is out. Point River Falls.
boy,
Man, that was
Lucy
a close
Belil
one.
does bring the thunder, doesn't she?
Oh, my goodness.
Peters with the serve again. Deep, Britta Olsen out on the outside.
Oh, that's hard. Yep.
They're going to call the Saints in the net.
No, so our setter is back row right now, so she can't be running offensively, meaning if she goes up to set, the other team cannot interfere with that ball. And
Got
so
it.
they went up to block it, and that's our point.
The pilot, Ava Peters, to serve once again. Score tied at 9 apiece. Serve received by Olsen. Back set to Saxton. Off the fingertips of Belil. Point Wildcats. They take the lead 10-9 after a little bit of a slow start. Here come the Cats.
Here come the Cats is right. They're playing much less frazzled than they were Thursday night, too, which is very good to see.
Peters serving again. There's a little bit of overpass. Nice
Oh,
play
good
by
touch by
Goose.
Derry.
Nice dive by Peters. Jiraki with the free ball. Lucy Belil with the attempt, set by Peters.
Nice set.
Marvelous. Maddie Range with the kill.
What a defensive effort.
Goose, Derry, and Peters laid out on the floor for that one.
Seriously, and it was controlled, too. No one was flailing. It was just a matter of let's keep the ball up and let's get the point.
Back set. That was a nice back set by Bailey Olson there. She's a junior. And Belil comes jumping out of the gym and knocks it down.
Well, and a smart play, too. She saw that she had 2 up in front of her, found that open spot, and put it down on the court.
We got some Hudson Raiders that are swinging by to say hi at the broadcast here, coming by to watch the game.
Not something you see every day.
Set by Peters over to Savannah Saxton. The Slayer hits one long on her attempt, and that ties up the score at 11 apiece. Now serving for the Saints, number 8, Ayla Schmidt. Free ball by Goose Derry.
Way to run that
There's
down.
a set by Williams over to Belil. Sky high for the little dump kill there.
That's the second time that she scored on this set by playing a smart tip.
Yeah, that 35-inch vertical that I've heard about Lucy Belil, that thing might be closer to 40. I'm not kidding you. There's marvelous
Speaking
Maddie Range with a bomb from the right side.
Maddie Range swung all the way through that ball. Absolutely ripped it.
Britta Olson with a attempt.
Goose Derry tracks it down.
And Jiraki with the free ball. Williams, little, what do they call it? It's a back hook. What is that called again when they run that little back?
That was a shorter one, but that's a slide.
Slide,
yep,
yeah.
When your middle's going to run behind the setter to hit it, that's your slide.
Yep, the slide there from Lucy Belil and point Saints. 13-12, your score. Saints on top. Goose Derry with the deep.
Ava Peters tried to keep it clean.
Tried to one-hand it, couldn't get her done.
Again, she's in back row, so she can't push that over the net. She cannot be offensive when she's in the back row, so she tried to keep that on our side and didn't quite go to plan.
Belil to serve, received by Goose Derry, set by Peters, and Amelie Pankinen with the attempt, and it was a good one, but just a hair long. 15-12, that's your score. And Lucy Belil to serve for the St. Croix Falls Saints. Derry
Nice up.
to Peters. Jiraki in the middle. Set by Williams. There's Kelsey Cooper. Good block attempt by Pankinen and Jiraki, but goes out of bounds. It'll be point Saints, and Coach Cayley calls a timeout. Let's dive in, Justin, and see what Coach Cayley has to say.
I would love to, Greg.
That's a court mic right there.
Well, they're all cranked. I don't think she has it on right now. That's
Okay.
great.
Well, I was talking to a couple of the parents, a couple of the Saints parents, Sophie, before the game, and Ayla Schmidt, she's a senior, and they were trying to get to Kelsey Cooper plays club for M1,
Oh, okay.
and Lucy Belil plays for Vital, and they're trying to get Ayla Schmidt. She's a kind of a three-sport athlete and hasn't played club at all, but they're trying to get her to join the club circuit here, which usually doesn't happen as after done with
Especially
your
your
senior year. But
yeah.
they were Goose Derry with the serve receive. Back row set to
Great
Range.
read by their libero.
Cooper tips it. Peters again sets to Pankinen. Blocked by Cooper in the middle. Pankinen again. That's a great cross-court kill by the boom, Amelie Pankinen.
Yeah, that was textbook. Aim for that deep 5-6 zone. Definitely executed well.
And St. Croix Falls had gone on a little run there. The Wildcats needed that one to get back in this first set.
Oh, yeah, got to crush the momentum once it's up.
Williams with the set over to Olson. That's going to be a little deep on that attempt. It'll be point Wildcats. Wildcats on a little run of their own.
Coach Kaylee's making sure that her players are getting all the way to the line on defense. They're kind of creeping into the middle of the court.
Jiraki to serve. And Williams is going to be in the net. A little bit of overpass there by number 2, Morgan Marks.
Well, and that's one of those differences between a freshman and a senior setter, is that a freshman setter, you're still practicing. So those really close balls, you're not always going to handle to the best of your ability.
Williams with the set.
Nice
over
set.
to Kelsey Cooper. Nice set by Williams. Nice kill by Cooper. And the Saints are back up on top by 2. 17-15 is your score. And Britta Olson serving now for the Saints. Range with the serve receive. Saxton with the free ball. Over to Cooper, and back corner kill by the Youngstown State signee, Kelsey Cooper. And the Saints are back up by 3.
A future Penguin.
I did not know Youngstown State was the Penguins.
I looked it up before the game.
Good work.
Thank you. Great serve by number 3, Britta Olson.
Yeah. I'll give you $100 if you can tell me who was nicknamed the Penguin for the LA Dodgers back in the early 80s.
Oh my gosh. You could bet me $100 to name someone that played for the LA Dodgers back in the 80s, and I couldn't do
Ron
it.
Say, the Penguin.
Oh,
The Penguin,
brother
Ron
Greg.
Say.
That's one
Serve
for tonight.
receive,
That's
Goose
one for
Dairy.
tonight.
Attempt there by number 16, Lydia Peterson. There's a back row attempt by Range. Williams to Peterson. Nice defense again by Range. Set by Peters. Over to Pankinen.
Looks like Pankinen clipped the antenna there. So point St. Croix Falls.
So if you hit it at all, it's
Yeah.
out.
It's
Yeah, if
out.
you touch that antenna, that's the other team's point.
I'm learning so much.
Olsen to serve for the Saints. That's going to be a little deep. Good decision by Goose Dairy on the back line.
That was a great serve. Barely missed out, but really challenged the court.
Well, St. Croix Falls went on a 4-0 run. Wildcats get the 16th point here. 20-16 your score. First set. Saxton, nice serve. Good receive there by Schmidt. And
Yep, I don't think that went over the net.
No, it went right into the net and right out of bounds, and that'll be point Wildcats.
Yeah, the up ref's nodding his head. He says that he saw it go into the net, so I think the down ref just coming over to confirm
And
that.
I have no say-so in the matter, but we have a great vantage point from where we're standing right here, and that absolutely went right into the net. Oh, man. Well, they're saying that
Well,
went
Greg,
off the block.
We're 0-1 so far.
Yeah. Number 8, Ayla Schmidt serving 6. I'm sorry, that is 6. Catherine Williams serving there for the Saints. Set by Peters over to the boom.
Great shot.
And the
Pankinen,
boom. Amelie Pankinen, cross-court kill for the Cats.
She has found that open line and made it hers. Really good job at dropping the thumb there and getting that ball to go cross court.
21-17 your score. First set, St. Croix Falls on top. They are the #1 ranked team in. Well, I tell you what, that was a little bit of overset, but Kelsey Cooper showed her size and strength right there. Point Saints.
All right, Greg, let's see if we can get in here now. Nope. She turned it on, so I'm not sure.
Well, some of the Sophie, some of the St. Croix Falls fans that are tuning in right now may remember Allie Busby. You know her as Allie Igo.
I was a freshman when she was still Allie Busby, as a matter of fact.
Really? Okay,
Yep.
so Allie Busby Igo is now an assistant coach for the Wildcat volleyball team. And I'm not exactly sure how old Allie is, but what, late 20s maybe or something like that? Or-
About 24, 25.
That's how okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give or take 10 years.
But anyway, she starred for the Saints back in the day, her and her twin sister. St. Croix Saint fans will likely remember the Busby girls.
Well, and for River Falls, she played for EWRF for a year or two as well, so made her name here for volleyball also.
Her dad, Mr. Busby, she actually lives right next door to us, and I've talked to him I've talked to him in the driveway a few times. He actually is the PA guy for the girls volleyball and basketball to this day.
Oh, go figure.
Cooper with the set over to Peterson. Nice defense by Pankinen. Set by Peters. Range, that's a tip ball. Nope.
That's
I
hard.
thought I heard a tip.
Nope, I think it just came off her hand
Okay.
weird. Great set by Peters, just a bit of a mishit by Range there.
23-17 your score. Saints on top. Set number 1. Cooper to serve. Nice
Great.
serve receive by a nice pass by Saxton.
There we go.
Marvelous. Maddie Range hits one off the outstretched hands of Bailey Olson. And the Wildcats are trying to creep back in here during set number 1. Goose Derry to serve. Head coach Sarah Cayley barking out some orders. Lucy Belil hit the wire, the high wire act number 10.
Just about took that thing off the net. She
Yeah,
hit so hard.
about cracked it. What do they do if they crack the rod there?
They start
Yep.
jousting with it.
Okay.
Yep.
Set by Williams over to Belil. Nice block by Range and Peters. Peterson hits one over, and Belil slams it down for the 24th point for the St. Croix Falls. It'll be set point right here with Ayla Schmidt serving for St. Croix Falls. That's going to be right in the net. Service error, point Wildcats. 24-20, and the pilot, Ava Peters, will be serving for River Falls.
Not easy, but definitely a manageable score to come back from still.
Nice block by Jiraki and Range. Set by Peters, over to Range. And Range gets the kill. Wildcats trying to creep back in this one. I'll tell you something I've seen after the first set against Chippewa Falls. There was zero smiles on the faces of the Wildcats. They're smiling and having fun tonight still.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Huge difference. Derry runs that down.
Set by Peters to Range. Range tries to tip it over. No good. And the first set will go to the Saints from St. Croix Falls. 25-21. That's your score. Justin, do we have the Diamond interviewing anybody after the first set?
It's a great question, Greg. I don't think so. I think
Okay.
we're going to go down to Miss Draki after the second set.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good.
But if you need a little, we can prep it. If you want to talk about a little precursor to the secondary.
Yeah, so after this second set here, Jenna Lawrence is going to interview Sarah Jiraki, and then we're going to talk about the pink out. And I think they have a different name. It was Dig Pink, but there were some trademarking issues or something, so they had to change it. But is it on September 19th? Is that right?
September 21st.
September 21st.
JV games start at 5:30, varsity at 7.
What do we got going on down here? Oh, yeah, here's your middle school volleyball team right there on the screen. This does change up some things here from the broadcast booth with when the fans are all over there on the other side. We have no fans walking by the camera and stuff, and it changed it up a little bit.
Well, and now these girls are facing the camera. They're going to be household names by the end of this.
All right, Sophie, for set number 2, what do the Wildcats have to do to kind of I'm kind of guessing this is going to be a back and forth match the entire, every set, but what do the Wildcats have to do to kind of get over that back and forth hump?
Yeah, they had a few different points where they let St. Croix Falls go on a run of like 6 or 7 points, even when they were already up by like 4 or 5. So limiting those runs is going to play a big role. But honestly, they're already playing much more consistently than they were last week against Chippewa Falls, especially in that first set.
And we don't have the stats for this game, obviously, yet, but in that first set, actually the first 2 sets, we hit at a .08 Is that right? That'd be and a .79.
I think that first set we might have hit negative 400.
Yeah.
I'm genuine when I say that. I was talking with Coach Kaylee, and she was saying it's one of those where
here's what they were. Hold on, I had it right here. I can show you anyway, I'll show you on the text here just a second here. That was our hitting percentages in set 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, negative 08 in the first, positive 08 in the second, 0.1 in the third. And again, you're thinking of these like batting averages.
Right.
So you're taking your attempts.
Your attempts divided by
your kills minus your errors divided by your attempts. There we go. We got there. So if you have more errors than kills, you're going to have a negative percentage. And if you have a ton of kills and no errors, you're going to have a much higher percentage. So you want to be hitting around a 250 or higher at this level. Sarah Kaylee tends to prefer like a 300 as a really solid game. So cumulatively in those fourth and fifth sets, they were hitting a 286. So that's much better, much more consistent. And I think that's why we had such success in those last couple sets last week. If I were a betting woman, I would say that they just hit maybe like a 1-9 or a 2-0 in this first set. They definitely had some big swings, but they also had their fair share of errors.
I want to give a shout out to Jeff Bjork watching the game from home. He's the River Falls High School alumni president. Jeff, thanks for tuning in and watching the broadcast. I know who he's cheering for. All right, in set number 2 to serve for your Wildcat, J-Rock Sarah Jaraki. Set by Williams.
Oh, wow.
Free ball there by, I can't see her number 3, that's Olson. Saxton a little long on the attempt. It'll be point Saints right out of the gate.
And Olson saved the day there. She was not expecting to get the ball, just happened to be behind their middle when she mishit it and got it over.
Lucy Belil to serve for the Saints. Serve received by Range, set by Peters. Pankinen, boom in the back row, hustle. And you can count that. Nice hustle by number 2, Morgan Marks. Heck, she ran about 20 feet and dove and almost came up with it. Savannah Saxton, the Slayer, to serve for River Falls. Little overpass. Nesbitt to Peters. Back to Pankinen. And
what
that
a
is
shot.
A boom in the back corner.
Not just a line shot. Nailed that last square foot of the court. That's a very difficult ball to defend.
Boy, when you couple pinpoint accuracy and rocket-fueled boom, that's a good combination, isn't it?
That's a T-shirt right there.
Cooper to hit it over. That's a little deep.
That's difficult. You can tell Cooper and the libero were both going for that. Neither of them really hearing the other person, so really want to be loud on that court when you communicate.
3-1 your score. Wildcats on top, and Saxton to serve yet again for the Wildcats. Serve received by Schmidt. Back row kill by Belil. That rhymes, and that gives the Saints point number 2. Yeah, Coach Allie Busby, made sure to tell me it was Belil and not Belial.
Yes.
Looks like Belial if you're just looking at it.
I had a couple of twin sisters that graduated a year above me that were Belil, and that's the only way that I knew how to read it.
3-3 your score. And Olson serving for the Saints. Received by Saxton, set by Peters, back row. Attempt by Saxton, a little deep and long.
Read well by St. Croix Falls.
Britta Olson once again for St. Croix Falls. Oh, I thought it was going deep too, just like Goose Derry did. We were both wrong. That thing came down like a Phil Necro knuckleball.
That's 2?
It is technically 2-1 because you did make a reference too.
Oh, wow.
On the batting average. So Greg is beating you 2-1.
Yeah.
But
I'm glad to be in the race, though.
yeah, proud of you.
Peters tries it set to Addie Nesbitt. That attempt goes awry. It's 6-3 St. Croix Falls, and once again, there's your 5-point run right there. They were up 3-1. Next thing you know, 6-3 Saints. Peters sets, over to Pankinen. She tries a little left-handed boom to no avail. 7-3 your score. Saints on top.
Well, and Britta Olsen, I'm not positive that she's their ace leader, but I'm pretty sure, and I think it's a safe bet at this point watching how she serves.
Jump serve for the freshman. Nice serve, another ace. St. Croix Falls style. One sails out of bounds. 8-3 your score, and Coach Cayley's going to take a timeout. Were you trying to text Allie to tell her to turn her mic on?
She has it on. She turns it on every time. I just can't pick it up.
I wonder if it's just because it's too far away, like it's not picking it up over there. All right.
Looks like Justin's going to go try to save the day here.
Our director, Justin Wilson's going to head down there and see what's going on. It's definitely not Coach Cayley doing. I don't know what the deal is. But for those of you that are just tuning in for your very first time, boy, it is kind of cool to get into the huddle and listen to Coach Cayley.
Oh, for sure, and it's not something you get to see often in many volleyball broadcasts. I mean, especially at the college level, obviously you don't want to – coaches don't exactly want to give away what they're saying, but
Sure.
It's a really cool opportunity to be able to hear those.
Britta Olsen once again serving for the Saints. 8-3 your score. St. Croix Falls on top. Set number 2. St. Croix Falls won set number 1, 25-21. Saxton with the set over to Pankinen. Williams to Cooper.
Good read by Derry.
Set by Peters. Back to Pankinen. Cooper keeps it alive. And Lydia Peterson tries the attempt right into the net. And Wildcats back in the point column.
Impressive read by Goose Derry there. She knew that Cooper had been kind of placing the ball short those last few hips, so she came up, read it well, and got the point.
Pankinen to serve for the Wildcats, set by Williams. Little slide over to Cooper, blocked
Huge
by
block.
Nuke Nesbitt. Comes up big. Nesbitt led the squad with 5 blocks on Thursday night. She's added again
awesome.
tonight. Pankinen to serve. Nice hard serve. Cooper keeps it alive, but she's in the net. Point Wildcats.
Maddie Range looks like she's good, walks it off a little bit. Those are always so scary as a coach and as a player and a spectator, is when you see 2 people going up so close at the
Landed
net.
on each other,
Right.
on somebody's foot. Well, Marvelous Maddie Range has had some problems in the past with that right ankle. Hopefully she didn't tweak it tonight.
Tough.
Cooper in the front of the net knocks it down for St. Croix Falls. And number 6, Catherine Williams, the freshman, to serve for her Saints. It's a blackout here. Student section is even busier and more packed than it was on Thursday night. First day of school here in nice back dump by Ava Peters, and the pilot gets the Wildcats back on the board.
Beautifully done. Kept it controlled, saw that it was open before she placed the ball, kept both of her hands high while she dumped the ball. Beautiful.
Goose Derry to serve for River Falls. 9-7 your score. Little floater. That's going to be an ace. Goose Derry style.
Heck of a float on that serve.
8
that
is
just dropped.
great. 9-8 your score. Saints still on top. Goose Derry to serve. Another floater. Nice play there by Schmidt. Little back row attempt. Free ball by Derry. And there's an attempt by Cooper, blocked in the middle by Marvelous Maddie Range.
That's how you get momentum to swing your way. If you stay up on their big player and you keep getting big blocks, that's going to help you immensely.
Derry. Try a little backed up of her own. That was Bailey Olson for the Saints. Saxton with an attempt. And Cooper with the free ball. Saxton to Peters to Range.
Range
Blocked
picks it up.
And Peters goes up for the block and the point. The Pilot has taken this plane up to about 30,000 feet.
She can set, she can block, she can hit. We're going to see front flips pretty soon.
Goose Dairy to serve once again into
tough.
the net.
But similar to what you were saying earlier, Sarah Cayley likes to see a 3-to-1 ace-to-air ratio. Goose had a couple of great serves. She had an ace. So when you have an occasional error like that, it's not going to be as impactful when you've been serving so well.
Scores tied up at 10 apiece. Cooper to serve. Set by Peters. Back set to Range. Cross court, and it's a beauty. Marvelous. Maddie Range sends a laser to the other side of the court.
What a swing. I love seeing a player smile after they get a big kill, when even they know, like, yeah, all right, that was pretty cool.
That kill had a different sound on it. Set by Williams over to Belil, and Belil
Likewise.
with the kill. Back corner on the right side. We're seeing some bombs here tonight, Sophie Langlois.
Well, and all I can see is Belil's vertical at this point. I think that girl could hurdle this net if we gave her enough room.
I guarantee you she can dunk a basketball. Pankinen to Peters,
Nice
back
set.
set over to Range. And marvelous Maddie Range with yet another kill.
So Fred Barr calls that setting against the grain. So Ava Peters was running toward us, threw that ball backwards. The blockers weren't expecting it to go back there.
And that thing was wide open on the right side.
Yep, gave plenty of opportunity.
Range to serve. Received by Cooper into the net. Nice play there by Olsen. Back row attempt
Great
by
dig.
Cooper. Pankinen brings it down the line. Nice defense by Cooper. Set by Peters. Over to Pankinen. Blocked there by Belil and Williams. Back row attempt by marvelous Maddie. Belil kind of gets away with a little carry there, I thought.
I think she had a closed hand. I don't know how long the ball was on her hand for that. She probably lucked out, but I've seen more egregious ones.
Yeah, whatever the case is, Belil with the kill. 12-12 your score.
Belil with a kill. How have we not taken advantage of that yet?
We have, but Jiraki sends one high and deep.
Looks like she didn't get hands on that.
Morgan Marks to serve for the Saints. Set by Peters over to Pankinen, and that is just out, missed by about 6 inches. Point Saints, 14-12 your score. We're in set number 2. Saints won the first set. It was back and forth. This one back and forth as well. Marks to serve, received by Derry. Set to Peters, and Pankinen. Free ball just gets over the net. Peters, little bump set over to Saxton, blocked by Belil.
Well read by Derry.
And a huge block by Lucy Belil. That girl's all over the court.
Oh, yeah. No, she pressed on that firmly, sent the ball right back down.
15-12 your score.
Well,
Mark's
again,
still serving.
They've got to limit St. Croix Falls' runs. They can't be going on runs of 5 points like this.
Back row set by Peters. Attempt
Straight
by
up.
Range. Williams to Belil. And Belil sends one a little too hot to handle for the Pilot. And the Saints are back up by 4. Marks to serve. Received by Derry. Set to Peters. Pankinen. Cross-court
There we go.
kill, and that's a beauty.
I love seeing Pankinen still take a big swing at that after getting blocked. Sometimes younger players, you'll see them kind of go timid. No, she says, you blocked me once, not again.
That doesn't really register in my head. Like, why would somebody come back timid? I don't like. You
Because
seem
you're
like you'd
scared
want
of
to hit
getting
it
blocked
harder.
again. Well, some of us are just a little bit more timid than others.
I guess. There's a service ace,
Big ace.
by number 7, J-Rock, Hannah Jiraki. I mean, that's how my mind works. So if somebody blocks you up, I'm going to try to hit it harder.
That's great, Greg. I'm really proud of you for that.
Of course, I can't get over the net right now. Jiraki with the serve. There's a set by Williams. Peters to Pankinen.
Self-covered.
Nice block there. Little block party by Belil
Saxton picks
Belil
it up.
and Williams. Pankinen sends another screamer, but a little high and deep. 17-14 your score.
Well, and I got to give a quick shout out to Morgan Cayley. She just texted me. She's been starting strong for St. Thomas. I know the girls just went to watch one of her games this past weekend. You go, Morgan Cayley.
We did. Jen and I went too.
Oh, awesome. Good to hear.
Yeah, they played. Nuke Nesbitt sends one a little wide. 18-14 your score. They took a little trip down to River Falls. You know what song that's from? Oh, that thing snuck in there Tim Wakefield style with a knuckleball.
All right, it's 3. At least I know Tim Wakefield. I recognize
So
that
there's
one.
a song called The Battle of New Orleans.
Oh,
In
did they
1814, we
say
took a little
River
trip.
Falls?
No. 1814, we took a little trip.
Down the Mighty Mississippi.
Yeah.
Okay.
We took a little bacon, took a little beans.
Yeah, my dad sung that in
Yeah.
the living room a few times.
That was one of the
He
first.
enjoys a good show tune.
That was probably the second or third song that I ever learned to play on the guitar. The Battle of New Orleans. That's sung around the campfire many times.
That's a pretty nerdy thing to admit, Greg. The
Well.
second or third song that you learned on the guitar,
Yeah.
and it was Battle of New Orleans.
Yes.
All right,
It was.
I can dig it.
The first one was Cats in the Cradle.
Oh my gosh, even better.
Yeah, Cats in the Cradle. You got to
love
remember I'm
it.
a little bit older than you, so my parents came from that late 60s, early 70s musical.
Hello.
My parents were born then, so I've got that
Right.
for me.
Right. All right, 19-14 your score. And Lucy Belil serving for the Saints. Derry over to Peters, and Pankinen free balls it over. There's a
Big
big-time
swing.
kill. Big swing by Kelsey Cooper, and a nice set there by Catherine Williams.
Looks like
Brooke-
Coach Cayley's going to try some changes here.
Yeah, Brooke Dusick in for the first time for the Cats tonight. Range. Peters kind of back row set. Free ball by Pankinen. Williams over to Olsen. Dusick and Nesbitt on the block. And marvelous Maddie Range with a back row kill. And that's a beauty right on the line. Wildcats down by 5. And Brooke Dusick, or excuse me, Amelie Pankinen to serve for your Wildcat.
All right, looks like Savannah Saxton's going to come back into the game. We got a new look, sided out.
Brooke Dusick came in the game and helped get a point for the Cats.
Yeah, she covered her ball great.
Saxton to serve for River Falls.
Great
and there's
serve.
an ace by the Slayer, and they needed that one in a big way.
Greg, as a coach, there's nothing more you can ask for than when your player comes back in from the bench and gets an ace right away. Great serve by Savannah Saxton.
Saxton to serve again. The Slayer knocks it over, received by Belil. Over to Cooper. Williams to Olsen, and blocked and out of bounds. Olsen with the kill. And the Saints are up 21-16. They're not the #1 ranked team in the state for nothing in Division III, are they, Sophie?
Yeah, by no means. And playing against teams like Howard's Grove in Division III, you learn how to play strong.
Saxton with a little difficulty there on the serve receive. Ace again by Olsen. She's had a few in this set.
Yeah, I would not want to be in serve receive against her. Looks like Sarah Cayley's going to try a couple different things. She's going to pull Pankinson back to see if she can help with serve receive.
Range to Peters. Over to Pankinen.
Great
Big time
dig.
attempt, but even a better defense by Ayla Schmidt. Pankinen attempts a little campfire kill. And that's going to be a little, I thought it was out, but
No, just on the line.
line judge says it's on the line. It'll be point Saints, 23-16. That's your score in set number 2. And it was 16-15.
What a touch.
Unbelievable attempt by Ayla Schmidt to no avail, though. Pankinen with the kill. 23-17 your score, but it was 16-15. Cats were down by 1, and the next thing you look up there, it's 23-16. Or excuse me, 23-17. Schmidt to Williams. Free ball there by Peterson. Range to Peters. Nuke Nesbitt.
Good cover. What
Range
a swing!
with the kill right in the middle where there was no saint to be found. And it's 23-18.
Everyone read that as she was going to go cross court, but she just swung her hand over, dropped her pinky, and managed to get that a little bit more down the line.
That's great vision by Maddie Range right there,
for
isn't it?
sure. It was beautiful.
And
Just out of
Kelsey
bounds.
Cooper sends a bullet, but it's out of bounds, 23-19. Wildcats creeping around again here in set number 2.
Oh, tough miss.
Well, Todd Andrews, our resident comedian here in River Falls, just texted and said, "Thank you for the Tim Wakefield reference." He's a Red Sox fan.
Funny.
Goose Derry to Peters, over to marvelous Maddie Range, and that'll be point Wildcats. 24-20 your score. Hannah Jiraki back in for River Falls. Goose Derry to serve. The last time the Wildcats went on a little bit of a run, Goose Derry was back there serving. Cooper with the set, and free ball by Schmidt. It'll be a little long, point Wildcats.
Yeah, Goose Derry's definitely who you want on the line if you want to get a run.
Maybe her older sister, Gert Derry, with her friends down at the Hive for Taco Tuesday, can cheer loud, and we can hear them all the way from the cross. Goose Derry with the free ball. Set by Williams, over to Kelsey Cooper. That's a little deep. Wide, point Wildcats.
Goose Derry dropped her shoulder, let that ball go long. She read it really well.
Boy, Cooper has good vision, too. I mean, she went to the wide open spot. She just missed it wide.
Yep. Close ball.
Lydia Peterson. And marvelous Maddie Range, and the Wildcats have gone on a 4-point run behind the service cannon of Goose Derry. 24-23, and Coach Stacy Hoff takes a timeout for St. Croix Falls.
Nope. So, Greg, after this set, we're going to go down to Jenna in a little bit. And if you want, do you want to run down and grab that court mic and give it to Coach and have her switch it out?
I can do that. So you guys just,
We'll take it from here.
It has not a single thing
Oh, there it is. I can hear it.
I think she's just yelling louder.
in yourself as a player and our group is in. Okay? Compete. That's what I'm asking.
There you go.
Let's go, Pete.
That's the court mic over there picking it up.
No way.
Really?
Well,
Okay.
Funny.
I have them cranked.
Okay. All right, Goose Derry to serve, 24-23, set number 2.
At
St.
this
Croix
point,
Falls up. Yeah, one.
you
They're
just
up.
want to get your serve in.
And she did
Well
just
done.
that. Set by Olson. A big attempt
dig.
by Cooper. Nice defense by Derry.
Good
Back row
control.
attempt by Pankinen. Williams to Cooper. Block attempt by Range, and there's your score and final for set number 2. St. Croix Falls wins 25-23. I'll head down there and you guys get this interview. We're going to look at Sarah Jiraki, interviewed by Jenna Lawrence, talking about the Dig Pink.
Sounds great, Greg. And we'll go ahead and throw it down to Jenna.
Hello, everybody. I'm here again with Miss Rocky. Thank you for coming out again to get interviewed. Yes, thank you. Miss Rocky, the Pink Out game against Hutchin, which I believe is coming up soon. September 21st is coming up, is raising money for the Rhinos Foundation Cancer Patient Fund. Could you tell me about how you will be raising funds and how people can help out at the game?
For sure. Right now we have T-shirts available. Those are available through September 8th. Going to rivercitystitch.com, just search for River Falls Volleyball or scan the QR code that we put up on the screen. We're also going to have bracelets and cookies for sale and a silent auction that night.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you. And Mr. Rocky, I know your daughter Hannah plays on the team and that you're helping with the fundraiser, but why is the fundraiser so close to your heart?
It is close to my heart because so many of our community members are affected by cancer, mine included, and Rhinos does a great job, so we're just blessed to be giving back to our community.
Awesome. Thank you very much, and we'll see you at the Hudson game. Thank you.
All right. Great job, Jenna. Again, we've got the River Falls Attack Cancer community event coming up on Thursday, September 21st. We'll throw that slide up there again. If you got that, grab your phone, go to the camera, take a picture. You can see the QR code there. Click on that, and that'll bring you to the site to order your shirts. But it's always fun. They've been doing all these different cancer events in a lot of the sports. I think the football team has theirs coming up against Hudson on Friday. It's usually against Hudson because we get good crowds, and so always a good event.
Well, and it's always good to see how the opponents also show up for it. You'll often see community members from whoever the opponent is joining and buying some of those Dig Pink, or in this case, Pink Out shirts, in order to show their solidarity and support for the cause, regardless of being the opponents in the game.
Yep, brings everybody together for a great cause. So love it, Jenna. Great job.
All right. Going into this third set, River Falls had some momentum, at least, at the end of that second one. So at the end of the first set, it didn't quite go their way. End of this one, they managed to come back from down 20-24 all the way to 23-25. So being able to take that momentum into this game, hopefully that's going to carry them forward. And it also looks like we're going to see some new faces out on the court this game. Sarah Keeley's going to try a new lineup, see if that helps at all to stop some of the powerhouse swings that St. Croix Falls has been having and some of those runs that have ensued.
Well, bringing Dusick back in, she had a little spark for that one play. She always has a lot of energy, so maybe we change up the energy a little bit.
You can't be down when Brooke Dusick's on the court,
right?
That's for sure. All right, number 10, Lucy Belil back to serve, and the third set's going to get started here. Serve by Belil. Pass by Pankinen. Peters dishes it back to range. Picked up by Belil. Dusick comes in and gets it over. Cooper goes up with a swing, picked up by Peters. Jiraki sends it back.
And there's a big block right there. Sophie Langlois by Hannah Jiraki.
Greg,
and
you're
marvelous
back.
And he's
Maddie
back.
Range.
I missed you so much.
You did wonderful.
Oh, man.
And we're back. I think we got Coach Cayley set up with a good microphone over there. Set by Williams over to Cooper. That's a big-time swing and an even bigger kill for the senior Kelsey Cooper. Britta Olson to serve for the Saints. 1-1 your score. Set number 3. St. Croix Falls up 2-0. We were here Thursday night. Same bat time, same back channel. Hannah Jiraki with a back corner kill of her own, and Wildcats take a 2-1 lead. And for the first time tonight, our featured Wildcat player of the game, Brooklyn Bishop, here in the middle. Jiraki to serve.
Good serve.
Free ball there by Schmidt. Jiraki to Peters.
Nice
over to
set.
Pankinen. Big time block by Cooper in the middle.
Cooper did a nice job on waiting on that block. The set was a little bit off the net, so she didn't jump up right away. Gave it just that little bit of time for her hitter to get under it, and then succeeded with her block.
Now serving for St. Croix Falls, number 6, Catherine Williams. Pankinen with a huge swing, brings the boom. And Wildcats back up by a point, 3-2 your score. Brooke Dusick will take a seat, the deuce. And in comes the Slayer, Savannah Saxton.
Oh,
Saxton
toughness.
with a service there, ties the score up at 3 apiece. And Kelsey Cooper will be serving it in the back row, and that's a good thing if you're a Wildcat fan. Free ball by Goose Dairy. Both teams look a little out of. Oh my goodness! The boom. Nice play by Kelsey in the back row. Maddie Range with the back row attempt of her own, set by Williams over to Lydia Peterson. Peters over to Pankinen. Boom!
That is something else.
Pankinen seems to be the try again kind of girl. If somebody gets a dig on her, she's going to swing again and get the ball off their hands. Somebody blocks her, she's going to swing again and get a kill. Rarely does the same thing happen twice for her.
Good serve by Pankinen. Williams over to Belil, and that bullet caroms off the outstretched arms of Amelie Pankinen. And tell the viewers out there watching that, you know, for those of that wondering, like, hey, why don't you just set it to Amelie Pankinen every time over there? But, you know, you can't do that, and tell them why.
Right. So are you talking about how when she's in the back row, things like that?
Well, yeah. I mean, just, you know, because about really where their blockers are.
Yeah. So, I mean, if Amelie's in the front row and you set her every single time, their middle is going to catch on, and she's going to creep over to the outside, and she's going to continue to block with greater and greater success because she knows where the ball is going to go. Whereas if you mix up your sets and you kind of move the ball around the court, the blockers don't have that preconception of where it's going to go.
And the setter has to make that decision in about a split second, don't they?
Right.
There's a block or a little tip kill, what do you want to call it, by marvelous Maddie Range.
We'll give them a block. Well, and again, your setter is like your QB, so they've established with their team what play they want to run. That's what they do in that little huddle each time. They've told what they're going to run, and then they have to do occasionally adapt and make a different plan.
Kelsey Cooper sends one into the net.
Looks like it might have went off Range's hands there.
That's what the call is. 6-5, that's your score. Wildcats on top in set number 3. River Falls down 2-0 if you're just joining us. And number 2, senior Morgan Marks will be serving for the Saints. Pankinen to Peters. Back set to Range.
Oh, my goodness.
Nice heads-up play by the pilot. Lets that one go right out of bounds.
The pilot almost didn't let it go out of bounds. She got real close to that one.
Speaking of the pilot, Ava Peters is now serving for your Wildcat. 7-5 your score. River Falls in the lead. Cooper to Olsen. That was off the outstretched hands of freshman Brooke Dusick.
Yeah, the Wildcat block needs to start pressing pretty strong at this point. Maddie Range and Hannah Jarocki have had some success with pressing the block, but they really need to be more firm here.
There's a serve error by Lucy Belil. She hasn't made too many of those tonight.
No, by no means. Neither that nor hitting errors.
Boy, Pankinen threw a little pass over there to Range so she could serve it. She jumped up like it looked like she could rebound for Coach Stick and the Wildcats. Look at the deuce is loose. Brooke Dusick with the kill for the Cats, and they're up by 3, 9-6. The freshman, Brooke Dusick, putting a little life in the Wildcats tonight.
Kept it controlled, stay out of the net, put the ball down for a Wildcat point.
Boy, she was smiling ear to ear after that.
Yeah, those are fun.
Speaking of verticals, Brooke Dusick had a good one of her own right there. Cross-court kill, and that's a beauty by number 3, Britta Olsen.
So you saw Peters had to jump up to try to touch that ball on defense. If you're having to put your hands above your head on defense, odds are the ball's going out, and you got to let it go.
9-7 your score. Received by Range. Peters tried for it, couldn't quite come up with it. 9-8. St. Croix Falls down by 1. Britta Olsen, from what we've seen tonight, the best server for the Saints.
Great pickup.
Derry to Peters to Pankinen, and what a bomb. That thing went straight down. The boom. Amelie Pankinen with a point for the Wildcats. Goose Derry will go take a break. In for her number 13, Brooklyn Bishop. They call her checkmate. And Hannah Jarocki.
Yep.
They're going to call left.
Great call by the down ref. Number 6, Catherine Williams managed to go underneath the net
Like a
there
foot
when
fault.
she set that. Yep, they're always going to call that. It's super dangerous to be crossing underneath that net onto the opponent's side, so they're always going to call that pretty close.
11-8 your score. Wildcats on top here in set number 3. Set there by Schmidt. Over to Cooper.
Good pickup
Received
by
by
Jiraki.
Jiraki. Peters. Pankinen with a boom!
Pankinen saw a small bit of light right between Cooper and Williams' hands there and just took advantage.
Both Wildcat freshmen giving each other high fives. Dusick and Pankinen on the front row with senior Brooklyn Bishop. Nice serve, little wiggle by Jiraki. Lydia Peterson received by Range. Peters hustles for the set. Back row attempt
Nice
by
swing.
Range.
Great dig by Jiraki. Manages to stick a paw up
That
there.
was smart play right there by
Very.
Cooper. Very smart play.
Very Izzy Barr-esque.
Yes.
Izzy Barr also one of the famous 35-inch vertical players.
The first time I met her dad, Fred Barr, was when Izzy Barr and Maddie Peters were in 2nd grade. The Peters trying to defend that wiggle, could not be done, but Fred Barr took his daughter, I believe, in 2nd grade, and my daughter Maddie was in 1st grade, and they were playing soccer, and that was the first time I met him.
I love it. Adorable.
The Deuce sends it over, free ball style. Williams over to Lydia Peterson. Off the side arm of Range, but saved with a free ball by
What
Derry.
a save.
Brooklyn Dusick.
Oh, Brooklyn Bishop missed just off the
Brooklyn
mark.
Bishop.
But what a swing.
That was almost checkmate right there in the back corner. 12-11 your score. Wildcats still on top here in set number 3. Catherine Williams is served for the Saints. Peters sets over to Pankinen. She finds a hole in the defense. A little too tough to handle for Britta Olsen. Savannah Saxton back in for Dusick. In for your Wildcats, Saxton, Range, Derry, Peters, Pankinen, and Bishop. That was a nice back set by Williams. Big time attempt by Cooper. Nice defense by the Wildcats. Williams once again over.
Bishop closes well on the block there.
Peters,
And Peters
up
wins
for the block.
joust. She shoved that one right off the blocker's hands. That was really beautiful.
What does
to
number
see.
12 bench? What does she bench?
Oh, brother. Well, actually, she flexed before the game, and that's why she's sleeveless now.
Saxton to serve. Olsen. There's 4 hits right there. That'll be point Wildcats. The Saints look a little out of sorts right now.
They're definitely not having as much fun as they were the first couple of sets. There's not as many smiles on the court at the moment.
Does that happen as a volleyball player when you're up, two? Is it almost kind of a sort of like a cross you have to bear, being up 2-0 sometimes in a tight match?
No, if anything, you can almost take it for granted and kind of say, oh, well, we've got 3 more sets that we could win still.
Right.
But having that championship mentality of we need to win every single point.
But
is
what happened
a big
last year, how
effect.
St. Croix Falls was up 2-0 last year and lost 3 in a row, lost the match.
Right.
Wonder if that's, and all these girls were, except for Olsen and Williams, were on the court for the Saints last year.
What a swing.
And marvelous Maddie Range with yet another back row kill. And that gives the Wildcats a 4-point lead, 16-12. That's your score here in set number 3. Again, if you're just joining us, Wildcats down 0-2 in the set department coming in here. Big swing by Belil. Nice defense by Pankinen. Nice
Bishop
defense.
covers it. Oh, it looks like they're going to say that Range went too far under the net.
Yeah, and she did. That was a good call by the down ref. Ayla Schmidt now to serve for St. Croix Falls. 16-13 your score. Nice serve received by Derry. Marvelous. Maddie Range.
Just a bit outside.
Big time swing, but again, just 6 inches off the mark.
Just a bit outside.
Just a bit outside. That's another baseball reference by Sophie jumping for Joy Langlois.
Bishop tries to go for that center of the court shot.
Below with the free ball. Peters to Maddie Range. And that's just a hair outside.
She's close. She's not having egregious errors by any means. She's just got to dial it in a little bit yet. Looks like Coach Kaylee's asking how many timeouts she may have had left.
I can hit there and now track it.
Let's dive in and see what she has to say.
Passing a 193 right now, guys. That's solid, okay? I don't have any issues with our ball control at this point. Amelie's hitting 500. Hannah's hitting 500. We've got to challenge the court with you, okay? We can't give up a hitting error and turn around and have a hitting error. What are we running offensively right now? Keep her out one all the time. I'd like to see a C right now out of serve receive, okay? Your shots, outside hitters, are not directly down the line, okay? They rotate their defender all the way around. You've hit some bombs that they've dug because you're hitting it literally right to where they're standing. You want to aim about 5 feet in, almost where the free throw line is, okay? So your line shot is an inside line, not a right down line, okay?
Coach Kaylee just trying to pull their attempts back a few feet, then aim for the free throw line on the basketball court instead of the inline.
I think what she wants to see right now is that, A, we're not having multiple errors in a row, but B, that we're making sure that our shots are smart. They're running a rotational defense on our outside, so that line shot is not available. So making sure that we're aiming for their free throw line on the other side.
On the serve, what is she talking about, a C? What does she mean by that?
That's a... 1 second.
We'll get back to the game here. All right.
Wait and see, Greg.
Bishop just a little deep. It'd be Point Saints tied up 16 apiece.
So a C is a type of hit that can be run. So the numbers and the letters that you hear are different sets that you'll see Ava Peters run for the team.
Okay. That was a great serve by Schmidt. Nice defense by Derry. Free ball there by Saxton. Williams to Belil. And Belil, smart play, sends it right back, hard to handle.
You can see Derry's a little frustrated with herself there. She read the ball, she knew where it was going to go, and she read it correctly, but just didn't quite have strong enough hands to play the ball up.
Schmidt to serve. Saxton over to Peters. Kill attempt by Range. Nice pass by Saxton. Peters to Range, and marvelous Maddie Range gets the Wildcats back in the point column, 17 apiece. And Goose Derry to serve for the Wildcats. Well, Sophie, in set number 1 and set number 2, this is the exact point in the match where St. Croix Falls made their run, and it'd be either 16-17, something like that, and the next thing you look up and it's 17-22.
Right. Well, and St. Croix Falls did a great job of siding out there. Normally Derry is our main server for us getting on runs, so they
Marks to serve.
capitalized.
Peters to set, back set to Range. Derry to Peters, over to Jiraki.
Good swing.
And nice swing by J-Rock, Hannah Jiraki. And the Wildcats tie it back up at 18 apiece.
That's exactly what Coach Kaylee was looking for. She had said, you know, that line shot's not open for you guys. You've really got to make sure that you're targeting that deep corner, and Hannah Jiraki did just that.
The pilot, Ava Peters to serve. Received by Schmidt. And that was an example right there. If Pankinen's arms were high, that would have been out of bounds.
It definitely would have been close.
And that one's out of bounds. Cooper sails it deep, and the Wildcats take a 1-point lead.
Also, shout out to Maddie Range for getting that third contact over and staying out of the net.
Peters to serve once again for the Wildcats. 19-18 your score, set number 3. Wildcats down 0-2 right now. Belil hits a bomb, but that goes deep. And the Wildcats are up by 2.
This is the time where you want to keep your errors to a minimum. When the other team is having error after error, you just want to keep doing what you can do and let them kind of beat up themselves.
Peters sends a knuckleball, Joe Necro style, over to the other side. Many may remember the Necro brothers. Williams over to Britta Olsen,
block.
blocked by Jiraki and Brooke Dusick.
Great
What a
pick
save
up by Derry!
Goose Derry. Lays out.
Oh, bummer.
That was a heck of a series right there, heck of a point. And Belil gets the kill and brings her Saints back within one. Great effort on the part of both teams right there.
Oh, yeah.
Marvelous. Maddie Raines tried to send one cross court just a little bit deep. Kind of a tough set right there for Raines to do something with. 20-20 your score. Set number 3. Belil to serve for the Saints. Nice pass by Raines, and Brooke Dusick comes in hammered in the middle. Kelsey Cooper sends one even harder right back at him. And Coach Cayley's going to take a timeout, down 21-20. Let's dive in and see what Coach has to say.
You can't be a leader. You can't run the offense if you're not telling people what to do. I can't have people in the backcourt if you're not playing defense. Do you understand what I'm saying? You can't pick and choose when you want to play. There's teams we can play on our schedule. Great, do that. We'll still win. Good competition. You don't get to take plays off. You compete for every single point. I'm tired of saying it. And I'll have 5 people out there and one person decides to take a break. One person decides not to move base to read. One person decides not to track their hitter, and you have screwed your team. Stop doing it. If you are on the court, you play from the time the ball's in play till the point's over. Play volleyball. Here we go.
Boy, I don't think you can get a better timeout than that right there.
No, she took advantage of every second of that timeout.
Well, on the court and ready for A-plus effort is Dusick, Jiraki, Peters, Range, Derry, and Pankinen. Derry with the
nice
receive.
Pass.
Free ball there by, that's number, 2 Marks.
Yep, Ava Peters just barely sent that ball over, and given she's in the back row, they're going to count that as an illegal back row attack.
That's heads-up reffing right there. Belil to serve for the Saints, up 22-20. Pass by Derry, set by Peters. Range cross court again, just outside the line. 23-20 your score. Belil to serve. The Wildcats are going to need to pull a rabbit out of their hat here in set number 3.
There we go.
Range found one. Marvelous. Maddie Range gets the kill and heads to the back row to serve. Down to 23-21, set number 3. Saints up 2-0 right now.
That is a heck of a serve.
That was a great ace by Marvelous Maddie Range.
Our camera woman, Jovial Jenna, definitely loved that one.
Range to serve once again. Set to Cooper. And Cooper sends one to the back right corner. That goes down. And the Saints are up 24-22, set and match point.
Well,
right here
look
for
who's at the service line, Greg.
Britta Olsen. She's been their ace in the hole on the serve line for the Saints all evening long. Range to Peters. Over to Jiraki.
Keeps it in.
That kill attempt from Cooper sailed wide, point Wildcats. And Jiraki will serve for the Cats, down 24-23. Brooklyn Bishop back in for your Wildcats.
All right, so we've got Derry out right now as Hannah Jiraki goes to serve.
Brooke Dusick and Brooklyn Bishop get the block and the kill at the net, and they tied up at 24. That was a huge point, Sophie.
Oh, yeah. So now don't forget, we have to win by 2.
That's
right.
So
now it's to 26. What a swing!
That was a big-time set by Williams and a huge swing from senior 6'3" middle blocker and outside hitter Kelsey Cooper. 25-24 your score. Catherine Williams serving for the
Great
Saints.
pass.
Peters sets. Pankinen.
Big dig.
Free ball by Lydia Peterson. Derry to Peters. Over to Pankinen. Blocked out of bounds. Wildcat point ties it up.
You know, Greg, I'm a little sweaty. It's a close one.
You're for Klimt?
Gosh. All right, Savannah Saxon back to serve. She's had a few aces for us tonight, so let's see what she can do here.
It's Slayer time here in Kitty City. Saxton to serve.
Solid serve.
Cooper sets. Free ball by Peterson. Range. Peters. Pankinen. Nice defense by Schmidt in the back row. Brooklyn Bishop with the block, or they're going to call it in the net. Four hits.
Yep, just below her hands.
Wildcats take a 26-25 lead. This is exactly what happened a year ago today.
Hey, that is so much better. What I just got on you about doesn't mean you're not going to make mistakes. You're going to screw up. But if you screw up because you're trying to do it the right way, I'm good with it. When you screw up because mentally you check out is when I get a little feisty, okay? I need this right now. We got back row here, base to read. If they set Kelsey in the middle, I need you to shade this way. She likes this cutback. We'll give that up if we have to, okay? But get base to read. My block, setters back row. You've got 12, 16, and 3. Who do you think we're going to set? 12 if they can, right? And I need my block to go up with her if it's a quick set. You can't let her jump and then think you're going to close the gap, okay?
Set 5.
Yes.
So set up.
Setters back row, 16, 12, and 3.
Hey, here we go.
They've got two front row players servicing.
Hey, push
Let's go.
Well, I tell you what, Sophie Langlois, you get a feisty Coach Kaylee, and she is pushing that feistiness off on her team. Things are going good for the Wildcats right now.
Sarah Kelly describing herself as feisty that was a little treat.
Saxton to serve. Set by Olsen. And that attempt by Cooper is long and wide, and the Cats come up with a 27-25 win in overtime for set number 3. And the artist Rob Derry is fired up with that set 3 victory. What great crowd tonight too, Sophie, in the Cats stand. We had a huge crowd on Thursday, but even bigger crowd tonight for the blackout.
Oh yeah, well, and I wish the spectators could still see the number of community members that showed up as well. But we also have
this side
great
over on our side.
near
It's
us.
packed. It's packed on our side.
Hey, Greg.
I would say more people tonight than there were Thursday because there's a lot more people standing around the track than there were.
Is,
right.
Yeah. Hey, since we got a little bit of a break here, if we can go ahead and thank our sponsor, First National Bank.
Yeah, we need to do that. Thank you for the reminder.
It's my job.
First National Bank of River Falls is a proud sponsor of River Falls High School. We've been sponsoring River Falls High School athletics for over 50 years. We're proud to support area students, student athletes, and educators within our schools. Together, we are building a better community, one child at a time.
First National Bank of River Falls.
I'm going to give them 2 for 1. So I'd gotten this from First National Bank. Their first choice checking is their most popular account at First National Bank of River Falls. And it's obvious as to why. By meeting 3 easy requirements, you can earn premium interest rewards that are some of the best in the local area. You can also receive up to $20 in ATM refunds per month with no minimum balance requirements. Scan the QR code on the screen to safely open an account in minutes. They are a member FDIC. What does FDIC mean? Federally
insured. FD. Federal
Deposit Insured.
I'm Googling.
We'll check it out.
It means it's insured.
It might be a trivia question.
Oh, wow.
In future.
We just failed it.
All right. Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation.
There we go.
They are an independent agency created by Congress to maintain stability and public confidence.
And I do know they're insured up to $250,000. I think that's all banks.
I believe
you are not only learning about volleyball here tonight, folks.
Yes.
Next week, we're going to be talking about proper practices when using a ledger.
Well, in basketball, we've talked about some really good things that mean absolutely nothing. But
well, there's a guy down there by the name of Bo Herstein.
Bo Herstein
that does commercial loans. So if the Wildcats come back and win, it might be time for our director Justin Wilson to go buy a boat.
Exactly. Yes. No. But after this, we do have Bo Herstein's commercial that we can play.
Let's
for Zell, just for the.
Well, we need to hope that the Wildcats come back and win, so we have some more time to run commercials.
Greg, there's no hope left in here. It's all about we're gonna.
It's feistiness, and desire.
That's going to be their slogan for next year.
Just feisty. #feisty.
It's the name of my car.
Really?
Yeah, the Feisty Cranberry, but he goes by Feisty because he's pretty chill like that.
What was Jenna had a car name in college. Rusty.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
And she had Red Randy. Peters to serve. Set by Williams. Nice block at the net by marvelous Maddie Range, and she's going to get the attempt. She goes cross court. Nice play by Schmidt. The deuce. Brooke Dusick tries to send one down. That's out. That was line judge Elise Bannett calls that one in.
I trust Elise.
Yep.
She's right there.
She knows what's up.
Elise Bannett played volleyball for UW Stout back in the day.
And
if you're at the gym in Menominee, you can see Elise Bannett's. She has a picture. Marvelous. Maddie Range sends one wide off the outstretched hand of Catherine Williams. Have you been over to the University of Stout in the last couple years?
Yeah, in the field house, Elise's framed banner up there.
Big frame picture of Elise Bannett. And other student athletes as well, but she's one of them.
Elise really catches your eye, though.
For sure. She's right there in the walkway, right when you go in, so it's very prominent.
They knew what they were doing. She's pretty cool.
Wildcats up 2-1. I actually asked her to come up here in the booth when you're honeymooning.
Oh, yeah.
But she's reffing, so she couldn't do it.
Oh, bummer.
Kelsey Cooper tries a little touch kill over the net. Can't quite come up with it. Wildcats up 3-1.
After that feisty timeout, the Cats do look a lot more dialed in.
They look feistier, I'll tell you that.
Just
marvelous. Maddie Range sends a screamer that's, again, just over the back line.
Great read by Morgan Marks. She was able to tell exactly where she was on the court and knew that ball was going to be out.
Britta Olson to serve for the Saints. And the Wildcats tried to get right back at him with the serve, but Britta Olson knuckleballs that one right on the line.
Now, serve receive is never my specialty, but I feel like if Britta Olson's on the line, you got to pass it no matter what almost.
She has been solid on the serves, no question about that. Peters.
Yep, good, right call.
Our color commentator, Sophie Langlois, knew that call before it was called.
Number 12 didn't go up to block that because Ava Peters is a back row player. She wasn't going up to attack a ball. So number 12 was going up to attack it herself, hit it into the net, covered her own ball, which is a double contact and not a block and then defense. 4-3
your score. J-Rock, Hannah Jaraki serving for the Cats. Free ball by Cooper. Nice shot. Boy, she's at 6'3", boy, you have a huge advantage. I mean, she can just hit a free ball, and it's almost a hard kill attempt.
Especially at the high school level. You don't see blocks like you do at college. So she's able to just jump a little bit and go clear over the block half the time.
Catherine Williams to serve for the Saints. Peters to set. Over to Pankinen. Pankinen sends a bullet. She brings the boom, and the Wildcats are back up 5-4.
Well, and she went cross court, too. She knows that St. Croix Falls is reading her on the line, so she's going to go to what she thinks is going to be open now.
The Slayer, Savannah Saxton, now serving for Coach Sarah Cayley and the Wildcats. Cats Den on their feet, wearing all black tonight. It's a blackout. Lydia Peterson, attempt. And Pankinen again, cross court, back corner, and you can count that one. Wildcats up 6-4. Boy, the boom Amelie Pankinen bringing the boom here in the last couple sets.
Oh, yeah, playing just lights out.
If you were listening into Coach Cayley's timeout, she was hitting 500.
Oh, tough.
Kelsey Cooper hits it off 2 noggins. Wildcats trying to play some heads-up defense, no pun intended. But Kelsey Cooper, too much for him. She's on the service line, 6-5, that's your score. Wildcats on top here in set number 4. Back row attempt by Saxton.
Way to go up. Yeah, you're not going to see that happen too often with Goose Dairy.
Yeah, it looked like she just tripped.
I don't know exactly what happened, but I can promise you she's not happy with herself.
There were some tacos being thrown at the the Hive in La Crosse. Pankinian sends another boom cross court off the hands of Lucy Belil. Wildcats back on top, 7-6.
She had some great success there with those cross court shots.
Pankinen with the
Good
serve. And that free ball is out of bounds. It'll be point Wildcats. Pankinen to serve again. There seems like there's just a building momentum for the Wildcats right now.
I think the Wildcats
you can just feel it.
Comfortable.
You can feel it.
Losing 2 sets at first. That's their natural zone.
That's their
so
mojo.
They're like, all right, sweet, now we can play.
Well, the Wildcats were down 0-2 on Thursday night against the visiting Chippewa Falls Cardinals. They came roaring back to win 3-2. They're trying to do it again tonight. Britta Olsen with the attempt. Peters with the set.
Nice swing.
Saxton with a good swing. Lucy Belil has that directional kill.
Now,
she's done it all night.
That's one where you could argue either way that it might be a carry, it might not. But, yeah, no, she definitely sent it where she wanted, and she got the point.
Saxton with the receive. Goose Dairy trying to set it. And that one hits off the up ref's right thigh. It'll be 9-8. Saints take the lead by a point. And continuing to serve for St. Croix Falls, number 8, senior Ayla Schmidt. Saxton to Peters, over to Range. Nice block by Belil at the net.
Big press.
I think a block assist there by number 5, Bailey Olsen as well. Schmidt to serve. Pankinen to Peters. Back set to Brooklyn. Bishop just a little high and wide. Just a bit outside. It'll be St. Croix Falls with the serve. Up 11-8. We're in set number 4.
Looks like Coach Kaylee wants to try something different. She's subbing out Saxton for Adia Johnston.
The acrobat now in the game. Sophomore Adia Johnson. Getting her first action of the night.
Great eye. Well, and Sarah Kaylee was telling me last week that she's been unbelievably impressed with Adia Johnson's defensive effort and her improvements already since the start of the season.
That's why they call her the acrobat. She's all over the back row on defense all night long. Goose Dairy with the serve. Williams. Peters sends one down with authority.
Well, they're at least calling it consistently.
In basketball, that's like a rebound dunk right there.
It's a two-handed slam.
A two-handed slam. Goose Dairy with the serve. Olsen to Belil.
Great pickup by Dairy.
Jiraki. Nice block at the net by Belil. Belil sends a bullet to the back row.
Looked like Jiraki got stuck on the outside just a bit too long there and wasn't able to close with the block, leaving that open for Belil.
12-10 your score, set number 4. And Morgan Marks will come to the service line for the Saints. Dairy, tries to pass it over to Peters. Peters dove for it, and Coach Kaylee's going to call a timeout. 13-10 your score.
I need you guys to have some awareness. I can't tell you every single little thing. I put Adia in the middle of a 4th set. She hasn't serve received past the ball all night. Why would you not push her back and serve receive? right? And again, right now, like she's in there right now to play defense for us. Take the pressure off of her, and the 3 people that have serve receive pass tonight do that job. You can't just forget to block. That's what I'm talking about. And then they run 2, 3, 4 points because the end zone to be checked out. You cannot check out on your team. And then when I tell you, you guys look at me and you go, okay, fix it. Do it different the next time. You have to start competing right now. And you tend to not start competing until I start getting on you. It's got to come from within. It cannot be external. Play volleyball.
Hey, let's get it going. That's on 2. What'd you catch?
Sophie, so what's Coach Kaylee talking? She puts Adia Johnson in, and she's obviously strong on. She's a defensive specialist, but then she was telling him to help her. When she says help her out, what does she mean?
Yeah, so give her the benefit of the doubt. She hasn't passed in almost an hour and a half at this point. Push her back on serve receive, take some of the pressure off of her.
Peters back set to range. Nice block at the net by Lucy Belil.
St. Croix Falls is fired up right now.
Belil has been all over the court for the Saints tonight. She is headed to Augustana next year to play, I think, for the Augies. Are they the Augies?
They are.
Peters over to Jiraki. Little dump there by Williams. Free ball by, they're going to call.
Yep, that was
4.
I do believe that was 4 contact.
Yeah, they called 4.
Oh.
I think that it touched 2 people when they were up at the net. I could be wrong.
This would be a do-over, correct? If the down ref.
If they come to the consensus, they could reach a replay right now, but that would be the only other option. If only we had some sort of broadcast where we could go back and replay it. Oh, they are choosing to replay it.
They are going to replay it. So 14-10 your score. We do have the capability of doing a replay on
I do
the
not have
broadcast,
replay turned on.
But we don't have it on right now.
But I do have it on my telephone.
Are you going back on your phone to watch right now? Funny.
All right, Morgan Marks, senior for the Saints, is set to serve.
Looks like the St. Croix Falls coach has some questions about the call as well. All right, play will resume.
Derry to Peters, back set over to range. Belil back to Britta Olson. Was Hannah Jiraki in the net?
Looks like that was the call. Yep.
Hannah Jiraki touched the net. 15-10 your score, and Mark serving for the Saints. Peters tries to back dump, and it is a beauty. Right on the line, gets the Wildcats back in the scoring column, and the pilot, Ava Peters, will be serving for the Wildcats.
Yeah, no one in this gym saw that coming. Well done by Ava Peters.
Set by Schmidt. And that was a huge swing and a huge kill by freshman Britta Olson.
Yep.
Boy, that girl's had a game tonight.
Oh, yeah. No, she's going to be dangerous, too, as she grows up in this St. Croix Falls program.
Belil, the thrill, ready to serve.
Great swing
Marvelous
by
Maddie Range with the kill. There's not too many opposing teams, players that get a nickname, and I think we're going to have to call Lucy the Thrill Belil.
That sounds appropriate.
St. Croix Falls gets the serve back, 17-12 your score here in set number 4. And the aforementioned Britta Olson serving for the Saints. Range. Derry. Free ball by Pankinen. Nice hands by Jiraki. Maddie Range sends one from the back row again, just inches off the line, Sophie.
Yeah, the Cats are not playing coherently right now. They're just kind of flailing. Maddie Range didn't get all the way behind that ball before she took a swing. They got to play just one more step ahead of themselves.
Pankinen's attempt sails long, 19-12. And Coach Sarah Cayley is going to call one more timeout for her Wildcats.
We're passing a 2.17. That's amazing. Okay? Yeah, 2.17. We're hitting a .08. Okay? There are plays that we're making, we're scrambling. And I'm like, ooh, that's great effort. And like this one over here that you ran after. And then when we get there, we hit it 15 feet the wrong direction, right? So once you make this move and you give this great effort, then it has to be sloth-like, right? We talked about sloths and chickens, okay? We're very chicken-ish right now. And you can't be, okay? You get your feet there and serve receive, you lock your platform, you control, okay? You run a ball down on defense, you can't bomb it. Second contact, you can't hit them outside the antenna, right? So you're doing 90% of it. I need that last 10. Come on, guys.
Hey, so Sophie, I kind of, you tell me what you think, but I see Coach Cayley, she comes in, gets feisty, gets them fired up, gets on them, but they go on, St. Croix Falls goes on a run, but she comes back in the huddle, and then she's kind of giving them some love, giving them some.
Oh, yeah. No, she knows how to give and take.
Peters with a bump set to Jiraki. Set by Williams for St. Croix Falls. There's an attempt by Cooper, blocked in the middle by Dusick. That one's deep. It'll be point Wildcats.
St. Croix Falls looking for a touch. It doesn't look like they're going to get one.
Jiraki to serve for the Wildcats.
And this is that rotation again where Derry is out. Jiraki's serving for her, so they do not have a libero on the floor right now.
Set by Williams. Another point Wildcats. 19-14. Cats are scratching back.
A lot of St. Croix Falls' points are coming from Wildcat errors, so if they can limit those errors, this is going to be a much closer game.
Jiraki sends one high and deep. Service error. Point Saints. 20-14 your score. On the court for your Wildcats, Dusick, Peters, Bishop, Pankinen, Range, and Derry. Peters to Pankinen. Free ball by Olsen. Range tries to swat it up. Just kind of died. It just
Well, that's
died.
kind of what she was talking about there, right? Make
Yep.
that play, but still make a good.
Number 6, Catherine Williams, to serve for St. Croix Falls. Peters a one-handed set to Pankinen, and Pankinen brings the boom. Great effort by Ayla Schmidt. But that sails off her hand, out of bounds. 21-15 your score. And Savannah Saxton will come in the game for the Wildcats to serve.
Great
Nice serve by Saxton. Free ball by Cooper.
Peters goes up and gets a block.
And point Wildcats. Good net play by the pilot, Ava Peters.
She has been solid at that net tonight.
And she's also playing a little bit of ball girl.
Again, she's a true Renaissance woman.
Saxton with the serve, set by Williams.
Good block.
Blocked, I think that was by Pankinen. And a nice little crafty kill by the junior Lydia Peterson. 22-16 your score. And Kelsey Cooper back to serve for the Saints. Coach Stacy Hoff on the sidelines barking out some signals. Pankinen a little high, a little wide. And the Saints from St. Croix Falls are up 23-16 here in set number 4. Range to Peters to Pankinen. And the Wildcats aren't dead just yet, Sophie.
Yeah, Pankinen seldom makes the same mistake twice. Huge block by Peters and Bishop.
The Pilot and Checkmate going at it. 23-18 your score. Pankinen back to serve. Set by Williams. Over to Belil. Nice block again by Bishop and Peters. And some miscommunication between Derry and Bishop. Get the St. Croix Falls Saints to match point. 24-18 your score. Peters cross court to range, and she's marvelous. Maddie
fire
Range.
on that one.
Bring it, sister. 24-19. Goose Derry back on the service line to serve for River Falls. Little floater. Received well by Schmidt.
Let's go.
Set by Olsen there, a little deep into the net. 24-20. If the Wildcats are going to win set number 4, it will take overtime to do it.
Another good serve.
Kelsey Cooper with a back row attempt. Peters with a set to range. Block at the net by Lucy the Thrill Belil. And that is match point for the St. Croix Saints. They win by a final of 25-20, and they win 3-1. Sophie, you and Jenna and Justin talk about the game real quick. We're going to wait for Brooklyn Bishop. She's our Wildcat featured player of the game. I'll be right back.
All right, sounds good. Greg didn't give me any topics, so I'm just going to stare blindly into the distance. But
No, I think you saw some more maturity, growth in some of the players here, but still some of those runs they would go on, a lot of errors on our side at times.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, and Sarah Cayley had mentioned in one of the timeouts, they were passing at 2.1, which against a strong team like St. Croix Falls with spectacular servers, that's an incredible rate to be passing at. So to not have your offense be firing away when you're passing that well can get a little bit frustrating. But I'm immensely proud of them for coming back and pulling out that third set. Just stinks that it didn't go their way in the fourth.
Yep. Jenna, I got you on now.
Oh.
Look at that. Welcome.
Hey, thanks.
What do you think?
Same. I think if we can start to limit some of our errors, you know, the runs tended to come off Wildcat errors. And so if we can start to limit some of those, you know, some of their inexperience is definitely showing up from time to time here when those errors are happening. So if we can start to limit those, man, when we're looking good, we look real good. And then we kind of fall apart. I can see Coach Cayley getting a little frustrated with that, which she has high expectations for this team, as she should.
Well, and that's usually one of the signs of a stronger player is when you make those errors, being able to just kind of shake it off and come back and play. Whereas more inexperienced players you'll typically see when they make an error, they get down, their body language changes. That affects your team morale and your team's play as a whole. So being able to just kind of let go of errors when they happen can play a critical role in many different ways.
Yep.
Well, welcome back, Greg.
I'm glad to be back.
We're glad to have you. We got Brooklyn Bishop coming up. When she gets up here, I can. Do you want me to flip that picture right away?
Well, what we'll do is I'll ask her a couple of questions about the game, and then when we, then we can put it up.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, so Brooklyn, hey, great game tonight. I know it didn't come out the way you wanted it, but kind of talk about that was some of your first action in a big game. I know you've been sick, and was it mono or something like?
No, I had an infection in my intestines.
Oh, okay, but I know you weren't feeling very well at all, but
yeah.
you're back and stuff. How was it tonight, getting some game action?
Well, I definitely going into it was kind of like hesitant, but it feels better like after I played in it a few times.
How tough was Kelsey Cooper at the net?
Oh, very tough.
Yeah.
She's always been, though.
You know what sticks out to me when I watch this Wildcat team kind of from the outside looking in, it's how good of a teammate that you are, and every good team always has a knot that ties the team together. And what do you do to be a great teammate?
Well, I think being a good teammate comes from a lot of trust within the team, and I think a good thing that we do as a team is keeping it in our circle. Because there's a lot of people that like to say a bunch of stuff about how we lost a bunch of people, and I think it's just good to keep it all in our team and kind of just do our own thing.
Yeah, I mean, you guys do have a lot of new pieces to the puzzle and stuff, but girls are stepping up, and I know this again. This game didn't end how you would like it to, but still, I thought you guys played very well Thursday. I thought there were some points spots you played really good tonight.
Right.
Yeah. So this is your 4th year in the program. What's the one thing that you'll take away from Coach Kaylee and bring to your everyday life, next year when you go to college?
Oh, she does a really good job of applying it to our outside life, especially the coachability and teammate part of things. So I would say definitely just being an encouraging person and being, I think for me, I'm a quiet person, especially playing volleyball. But I think she's kind of brought me out of my shell a little bit, and I feel more comfortable talking out loud, definitely, from her, because she's had to talk about it a few times with me, which is good.
Do you know what your plans are? I know it's early. It's first day of school.
First day of school. Do you know what you're doing for college now?
Yeah.
I don't really know. I had this whole list of colleges I was going to tour this summer, and then didn't make it to any. But
because you had mono, didn't you?
Well, I had that last year.
Bringing up her health history.
Well, so that was a tough deal.
Yeah. Well, I had that during the school year, but this summer I was more busy with working in baseball probably. But
did pop that picture up? So was this the picture of So one of the things I was walking in to get an extension cord in the janitor's closet before the broadcast. And I saw that you had Hannah Jiraki and Amelie Pankinen and Brooke Dusick, and they were sitting there spending time with their, the ball girls and stuff, and their mentorship program and stuff. And that's a picture of you and I think it's Emily and Elise Bennett. But I don't know how old you were, but I know Emily was still.
That was 2016.
Yeah.
That's my senior year.
Yeah. And,
I don't know how old they would have been then.
So talk about what that meant to you at that age, and then what it means to you now as a senior.
Well, I have always looked up to Emily. I think I was her ball girl twice, actually, because I was in the ball girl program, from the moment I could start, and then I was a captain, the last year that I could do it.
You're running the show.
Yeah. But I've always looked up to Emily. She was just always so good with all the kids, and then she was just a super good player, too, so it was really fun to watch her.
Yeah, good deal. Sophie, do you have any questions for Mrs. Brooklyn Bishop?
How do you feel that my coaching as a Spring League coach impacted where you are today?
It has brought me to the place I am today from having you for
I'm 2
Spring
for
League.
2, Greg.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, yeah, Savannah was on the team, too. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Justin and I are just running the day.
Hey, so you guys have Eau Claire Memorial on Thursday. It's at their place.
Yep.
How do you get back in the win column? What do you have to do?
I think just play our game and not go into it fearing to lose and just playing, because I feel when it came to a home game with our winning streak and stuff, I think we were playing not to lose, and I think to get back onto our winning streak we need to just do our thing. And
I actually completely forgot about the win streak, and I don't know if it was 88 or whatever, but yeah, that got broken tonight.
It did.
Yeah, but that's okay because the streaks are meant to be broken.
Right.
And you move on and you go play the next game.
Well, and it takes the pressure off the rest of the season, which helps with
It
younger
does.
teams.
Sure. But hey, thank you very much for joining us. Have a great rest of the season, and we'll talk to you soon, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, that was senior middle blocker Brooklyn Bishop. She was our Wildcat featured player of the game. And we'll tie this one up and put a big red bow. Sophie, your thoughts really on that game? I totally forgot about what was it, 88 game win streak or 89? Or?
It started my senior year,
yeah.
So it's been a hot minute.
And that was 2006.
Well, it started
15.
at the end of 2015 season.
Yep. So we've gone
15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and then yet into 23 have not lost a game on this court until tonight, but which, again, it's an amazing streak. Amazing streak.
For sure. No, and props to all the players that contributed to that streak, including those that are on the floor right now and pushed it just a game further after that Chippewa Falls game.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we got to give credit where it's due. St. Croix Falls came to play. They earned it.
Hey, they came in as the Wiz Sports #1 team, ranked #1 team in Division III. Coaches poll has them at #2. They definitely showed why they're ranked that high.
Oh, for sure. And you can't discount the division that they're in either. When you're top 3 in any division, you can run with the best in the league.
Absolutely. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us tonight here in Kitty City. St. Croix Falls wins by a final of 3-1. We'll see you back in Eau Claire against Memorial on Thursday night, and the broadcast will start sharply at 6:45.
Sounds great.
Game time at 7. We'll see you next time on the River Falls Sports YouTube broadcast.